Hey guys, Marsing here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to take my favourite EZA of all time, the STR VEGETA and BULMA, into the Red Zone Broly event. Why? I don't know, because I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. Obviously this EZA is not good. I did the showcase yesterday. I purposely made a super, over the top meme thumbnail for it. The video was largely me being very visually and audibly confused about why the EZA came out the way it did in 2023, considering how bad they are. But if nothing else, I want to see how well they will tank the AGL Broly normal attacks, because remember, they are getting 40% damage reduction from normal attacks, and of course we can seal this guy, so we can start off by getting some hopefully some decent numbers, although we didn't get a great rotation here, if I'm being completely honest. I do want Carnival Goku to get some hits in here, so let's do this and then do this. I won't get the Rainbow Orbs of God Goku, he doesn't really need them. But alright, so we take double-digit damage without even the defense buff, right? Because they get hit once, now we have 80% extra defense for 4 turns. So the extra bit of defense, we didn't need that to take double digits. But 2.42. Look at STR Broly's HP bar. Man, it barely moved. And then the crit, 500k. Oh, yikes. Yeah, unfortunately in this rotation, we haven't quite a few Vegeta family units on the team, but on this rotation we would be getting a 50% chance to crit if there was a Vegeta family ally. I suppose actually, to be fair, that is a good point, because the Vegeta family ally also gives you another 122% defense. So this guy, at least able to tank, I mean, I know it's only the first phase, right, so it's not like it's super impressive, but at least the unit can tank this Broly's normal attacks for double digits without the Vegeta family ally, and it was the first attack of the turn. Because honestly, with how bad this unit is, I would not have been surprised. And there are units in the game, obviously, that will take damage from Broly's normal attacks. So that 40% damage reduction definitely does go some way, at least, towards giving them a bit of a defensive viability. But I mean, that's the thing, right? This unit, I'm trying to look for any kind of positive, but I feel like even if we find one good thing about them, I don't want to say oh yeah, so that would give you a reason to run them, because I genuinely don't think you're going to run this unit really ever anyway. But if we get to AGL Broly and they are able to tank his normal attacks reasonably well, then, worst case scenario, you don't have a lot of good units to run with this guy, then I guess you could at least run run instead of this guy. You could at least use him in this event if you have to. So let's see, we got 50% defensive support from Carnival Goku. So we have 400k defense on this turn, which is pretty decent actually, to be fair. But remember, the damage reduction only comes from, or goes to, I should say, normal attacks. So if we get to even the AoE phase and we get super attacked, we are potentially going to take quite a lot of damage. So we can't get 24 key, can we? No, we'll just get a normal super. So the thing is, I think immediately one of the things that would have made this unit a lot better is they greatly raise attack for 1 turn on super. They should raise attack and defense. I mean, again, like we addressed yesterday, I don't want this video to just be yet another going over all the things about this unit that I don't think are good, but there's a couple of minor changes that they could have made, and the unit would still not be that great, but would be significantly better. So yeah, greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn would be good. Now, the thing is, the unit greatly raises attack on super, but they still don't really do much damage, which is very strange to me. It does feel like, to a certain degree, they are scared of counter units and making them too powerful. We talked about it in the video where I showcased them. Great Saiyaman 3 is kind of the exception. He's a really good EZA counter unit, but he's kind of locked to one team pretty much. So that's why making him super good, I feel like they obviously weren't that, like, you know, worried about making him really, really good. Now, the problem with that is this Vegeta and Bulma unit, they are missing quite a few teams because they are Vegeta and Bulma and not just Vegeta. Now, they are on teams like Superheroes. They are on, obviously, Vegeta Family. Bond of Parent and Child is a really good team. Joined Forces is becoming like a team in its own right, especially because of how many LRs there are and everything, right? And then Exploding Rage has gotten quite a few buffs. So some of the teams they're on are pretty good, but like apart from Bond of Parent, I guess Bond of Parent and Child and Superheroes are probably up there with being like top tier teams. But they also need a Vegeta Family ally if they're going to get their full potential. So even on some of their better teams, you are having to kind of make sure you're running a certain unit with them if you really want them to look good. So to me, that qualifies as enough of a restriction that this unit should have been really good. Now, if it was just Vegeta on his own, I talked about this in the video before as well, he would have all the same categories as this new tech banner Vegeta. Then I could understand like not making him crazy, because that guy can be run on a lot of teams, has good links and everything. But these guys just are, it's just a fact, I guess, right? They just are restricted compared to other units. And like here, for example, like, I mean, I guess I could do it like for the video, but like, why would I put this Vegeta in slot 1 here, right? If he gets supered, he's going to get blasted. Now, he was on turn 2, so he should still have his defense here. But like damage-wise, probably not going to do enough damage to actually finish him off. I think what I'll do actually is we'll float the Tech Vegeta for now, because we'll transform him a little bit later, but he obviously can't provide any extra support now. So I'm going to float him off here. I'm just going to let Vegeta and Trunks get an extra stack. Like I said, there's basically no point in letting this Vegeta attack first, because his attack stat is going to be, what, 2 point something, right? We've got no support on this rotation, so it's probably going to be like 2.1 or 2.2. And then that might not even kill, and then we run the risk of just getting like destroyed by a super attack. So, now this turn, I think we can't get a lot of key. There's not a great orb setup for Majin Vegeta. Yeah, so I guess what we'll do is we'll do this. I think, can I survive the AoE on this turn? What's your defense? 311k. Potentially. I think what I'll do though, I'm going to use the Whis, right? Because we got Vegeta and Bulma on the next turn, and like we already know that they're going to tank normals from this guy, but the AoE really is going to mess them up. So I think we just go ahead and use the Whis. Try and get through this phase as quickly as possible. Now, one thing that could be useful, of course, now having the Scouter effect up would be really good, right? For knowing where the super attack is going to be. But if we were able to put him in front of a bunch of normal attacks, that would be cool. Alright, that would be the theory, right? I'm kind of going down the train of thought of like a good counter unit, right? It's like, oh, we'll put them in front of a bunch of attacks, and getting through the AoE phase for Broly quicker than, you know, as quick as you can is what you want to do, right? Because you want to run as little risk of being AoE supered by him as possible. So if this unit was actually able to dish out tons of damage with their counters, they could be really useful in this phase, because it would just help you get through this part so much faster. We'll see how the attacks are actually like laid out on the next turn, but let's see. So yeah, we got, I think Carnival Goku needs to get hit like once more or something. Now let's see, if we put Vegeta and Trunks in slot 2, they're not going to have as much defense, but that's probably fine. The only problem here as well is we are enough turns through that Vegeta will have lost his extra defense from being hit. So he needs to get hit once again here to get that extra 80% defense. So if the first attack of the turn was the AoE, that would be really bad. Wow, that's so low. Man, just look how little damage. We're getting crits on the counters, and look how little damage they're doing. Man, this is just bringing back, I'm having Vietnam flashbacks from the other video, but like, it's just wild to me how bad this unit is. I feel like I could just say the same thing over and over again, which I don't really want to do, right? I got all of that out pretty much in the initial video, but like the numbers are lower than, wow, that's with a Whis active. Yikes. The numbers are lower than we would see from like, you know, banner unit TURs. Last year's banner unit TUR for Saiyan Day, the STR, Goten and Trunks, who are universally hated as being a terrible mid unit, they put out better numbers than this Vegeta and Bulma. Like, the only thing they are good for is tanking normals, because they will tank normals well, but even the counters that they then do after tanking the normals are basically not worth it. So that's their one like benefit, is that they will tank normal attacks, but at what cost, I guess, is the issue. So I wish I could heal this turn. I mean, I guess we could. Your active skill effect only lasts for the one turn, doesn't it? Yeah, 20% extra defense. Well, I'm not going to use Margin Vegeta's active skill, because obviously we will lose out on HP if we do that. But since we are now up against our movie boss enemy, I am going to go ahead and transform Vegeta. Since he's the good version of this STR unit, let's go ahead and actually get his active skill in the game. Now, when we get onto the next turn, we actually could get the Rage mode to activate, which I don't think I got in the initial showcase. But I have tested the unit out before I actually did record that previous video. And, like, even the Rage mode is just not good. Like, when we saw the details of this unit, it was quite surprising to see that they actually get a bunch of attack in their passive for the Rage mode, which I think is a first, right? And when you see that, you think, oh, they're actually getting a bunch of extra attack. They might actually hit quite hard in the Rage mode. No, the run that I did, it was on, obviously, a team like this where they're getting a 170 lead. I think the highest attack stat I saw out of the 3 attacks, it was the one where I got the full 12 key, because they super attack regardless of how much key you get. It was like 3 point something million. And I realise, of course, like, you know, the Rage mode, it's a free turn, you can't take damage, so any, like, little bits of extra damage you do, it's, you know, it's free real estate, basically. But, like, man, it does not do as much damage as you would like, right? When you think about units like the AGL Cell, where they gave him, like, the guaranteed crits and everything, how much damage he can do. I mean, Orange Piccolo, he, like, broke the game for the expectation of Giant. Now, I realise he is a Dokkan Fest exclusive LR, so the bar for him is obviously much higher than it is for other units, but his Rage mode, like, he has built-in additionals. So if you build him to crit, he can potentially attack 3 times in every slot that will be crits, and you can get multiple turns, whereas I'm fairly sure that the Rage mode for Vegeta, it can't last longer than 1 turn. But anyway, we are going to get the Rage mode here, so let's see what we can do to Broly with this Rage mode. So we can get the full... Yeah, we can get this as well. He gets 1 key in his passive. So just to show you guys again, we didn't really look at it in the previous video. So his super attacks, regardless of what key you get, he's going to do supreme damage. If you get 8 key, he raises attack temporarily, does supreme damage. And then the 12 key is greatly raise attack, supreme damage, and lower defense. And he gets 1 key and attack 122%. Nothing particularly crazy, but let's go ahead and see what are these numbers actually going to be. So, that damage off of a normal attack, oh my god. It's always fun seeing the numbers that you would have taken, but obviously the Rage mode has no like proper defense and stats and that. So the additional super counts as the 1 key, so that's 2.7, and then the full 12 key, what was it, 3.9. Oof. I mean, it's what, a total of about 12 million if you don't get additionals, right? So 14 million, something like that in total. This is going to be a big number. Type disadvantage, no defense basically. 1.75 million. It's quite a lot. Alright, well, 3.9. Did I use a Whis on the previous turn? I now can't remember if I did. I don't think so, right? I shouldn't have needed to. We get the additional again. So, I mean, in total, he got what? We got the 4, 12, we got 2 additionals that were 2-ish. So he got around 16 to 17 million attack stat worth of attacks. But we didn't crit on a huge amount. Because remember, the Rage mode has its own passive. So he loses out on the, you know, you're getting the 50% chance to crit with a Vegeta family ally. Like, he loses that. Because we don't have a Vegeta family... Well, we don't have that passive. We do have a Vegeta family ally, technically, because it's him on the rotation 3 times. But... Anyway, this is going to be the coup de grace here. I didn't use the other ways. Okay. This is what we want to see. Now, obviously, this could end very badly. We could get immediately super attacked as the first attack against him. And then, obviously, we will just die. Vegeta and Trunks would probably still take a reasonable amount of damage from his super if it was in slot 1, but they are attacking first, so they are going to get some more defense here. I will hit the nodes because the Dokkan attack from Vegeta and Trunks is not going to be enough to kill Broly here. So let's just hope, fingers crossed, right, that he doesn't super attack as the first attack against Vegeta and Trunks. Now, this is with defensive support, right? Carnival Goku is giving 50% extra support, but... I mean, if I was ever going to run this Vegeta and Bulma in these hard events, I wouldn't run a team without support units anyway, right? So, I think this is a realistic situation for him. I just really need him to not get super. All I want to see is how much he's going to tank one of the normal attacks for. So, Broly super attacking here is good, because I'm pretty sure he can't super twice in a row. So, at least his first attack against Vegeta and Bulma will have to be a normal attack. So, let's see. 1.9. Oh my god, not even breaking 2 mil on this turn. That is so bad. Oh, why is it so low? It's like, if it just feels like they're afraid if they give these units too much attack in their passive, then their counters are just going to do too much damage. Which is fine, right? But then the counterbalance to that shouldn't be that they then do, like, no damage. So, I mean, there you go. We got our counters off. He takes double-digit damage against Broly. So... You know, if nothing else, this unit can be used to tank normal attacks against Broly. If they ever add a mission where you have to use Vegeta Family, or maybe, I guess, Exploding Rage is probably the weaker out of the categories. Because if they added a mission to Red Zone Broly where you had to use superheroes, or Bond of Parent and Child, or Joined Forces, like, you're not using this unit on the team, right? So, a little bit unfortunate, but... I guess it is what it is. Let's actually use Vegeta's active skill here. At least we took double-digit damage from Broly, right? Now, if we don't have defensive support, I think we just kill him this turn, actually, especially because I used the active skill, so we won't get to see another turn with Vegeta and Trunks, Vegeta and Bulma. So, without any defensive support, I wonder if they would tank for double digits. I think they still would because of the 40% damage reduction. And as long as that defensive buff is still active, right, that they get for the couple of turns, then I think they would be okay. But, yeah, it's just disappointing to see the unit turn out like this after, at least me personally, having very high hopes for them. But let me know what you guys think down below. Hey, at least at the end of the day, we are actually going to beat Red Zone Broly with Vegeta and Bulma on the team, which is... in a way, kind of surprising. I honestly expected, with the way my luck often goes, that we were just going to eat a super on them, like, directly. So, we got some decent RNG, because obviously there's no doubt about... I think even if you have a Whis active, they would die to the super attack from Broly, right? Because they don't get any of the damage reduction against his super attack. It's only normals. So, 400k with a Whis, that would be quite a lot of damage still, unfortunately. But... anyway, Vegeta gonna get the guaranteed crit here. God Goku should be enough. Oh, God Goku actually might not be enough to kill him here. Interesting. There was me being like, oh well, we won. We beat Red Zone Broly with Vegeta and Bulma on the team. I might have said Vegeta and Trunks. I've said that multiple times during this video, I'm sure. Now the thing is, like, if he crits, will he kill him? Now, the problem is, if we survive to the next, or if we go into the next turn, I would never put Vegeta and Trunks, Vegeta and Bulma. Oh my god. It's just because my mind just wants to say the unit that's actually good. I think that's what it is. But if I was to put Vegeta and Bulma in slot 1, all I'm doing in that situation is just running the risk that we die. Whereas I'll just put Vegeta and Trunks in slot 1 and then we win. So, Like, that one attack could be a super, but yeah, I just don't know why I would do that. So I mean, there you go. We ran Vegeta and Bulma on main rotation, and we managed to beat Red Zone Broly. But it was a normal attack, damn. Well, you know, it is what it is. We actually beat Red Zone Broly while using Vegeta and Bulma on main rotation. They tank AGL Broly's normal attacks for double-digit damage, so at least there's that. But like I said earlier in the video, I don't feel like that's not enough to warrant bringing them on the team if that's all they're doing is tanking attacks, right? Because the counters aren't doing a lot of damage, the super doesn't do a lot of damage, the rage mode doesn't do a lot of damage. Sure, it's a free turn, but is it really worth getting the free turn when you're not really doing that much in the turn? Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.